It's your boy Zappa, Professional SIEG, and welcome back to Super Mario Wars Compact 3! We are on the true timeline, the timeline that I'm keeping, the Combattler timeline. So let us proceed into Stage 5 of the Escaflowne run. Bam! Stage 5, Awaken Guardian. Right? Yes. Okay. Somewhere in Finalia, Team Acro has activated the Acro Bunch. Acro Bunch, go! The kids wonder where they are, so Tatsuya says, wherever it is, it kind of feels romantic and adventurous. Rio jokes that Dad can't go without eating in a place just like that. Just like this. Reika explains that they were in Tokyo shopping when this bright light hit, and suddenly they arrived here. So it sounds like they were nearby during the last battle, before everyone got isekai. Hiro notices that some unusual creatures are lurking about nearby, perking June's interest. Miki asks Reika if she brought the stuff, but says that since there's a battle nearby, she kind of just abandoned it and ran back to the Acro Bunch. Rio worries that they've got to start this adventure by finding food first, but at least Hiro figures they could go catch some fish in a river nearby? Reika whines, but she's put in her place by June, saying that this isn't the time or place to be picky. Suddenly, the Goblin tribe appear, led by Commander Shira and Kurogunki, who say that no matter the tricks, Team Acro won't be able to slip by them so easily. Hito worries that they were tailed, but Commander Shira says that there is a reading of the Quetzalcoatl, indicating that it, the Quetzalcoatl, was in Tokyo. Miki's confused as to why something like that was even in Tokyo at all. Tetsuya says that somehow the Goblin tribe seem to have gotten information about the Quetzalcoatl being in Tokyo, and there's probably some connection between that and being sent to wherever here is. So likely, there's a gate in Tokyo sending people to wherever the Quetzalcoatl goes. So it's probably worth checking the place out. Kurogunki says that they'll kill Team Acro first, then conduct a search themselves. So, despite that I played this, I guess, out of order, in the guide that I'm rewriting, this appears before the other side. I'm taking the route that I don't want to play or keep first, and then continuing with the route that path, timeline, whatever, that I do want. So here we go. We've got Team Acro, got Daddy Tetsuya. Hold on, that's too much noise. That's no. That's not what am I? I'm trying to get to the dang stat screen. That's what I want. Okay, so Daddy Tetsuya has moves. We have gone over this in the other timeline, but for there's a word I'm looking for. I'm going to move on. Okay, we have Strong Arm on Pops, along with Potential and Support Attack. He has that's Hard Work, the Motivation, the Double Experience spell. Great Effort. This is probably, I'm going to guess because I can't actually read it. This might be Rio. No, this is Rio. So this one, no, this, I don't know. That might be Rio. This is Hiro. I'm sorry. There's Hiro. This is probably Jun. And one of these is Reika, the other is Miki. Acro Bunch. With no inherent skills, doesn't look like. Yeah, I don't think the Acro Bunch has a special skill all to itself. Blah blah blah, I digress. It's like last time, wherein there's little way to get to the bosses, and you may as well just go all in on the things that you can hit. So we're going to yell. Let's see what else I can do. That's accuracy. Yeah, let's go ahead and lock on because the enemy will come and attack us. Nothing we can do there. We don't need healing. We're already go fast. That's great effort. Yeah. Alright, let's go. At least this time they're more concentrate here. And I guess I really could cut down the middle. And hope that they come after me. But the odds of them actually reaching me and doing anything, why do I have the hiccups all of a sudden, are pretty low. Ugh. Terrible. See, it doesn't even move forward. Now, you can see my previous video for what these moves look like, so we're just going to go on through. This should get a kill. Or not. So close. So we're gonna save on energy. Crunch! Everything is less than half. Except for you. You chose not to come forward. Let's actually... I'm gonna test a thing. We might, since we're here. Go fast. Yeah. Secondarily, yeah, there's no... You'd have to attack them to find out. So, fuck that. What do I want? I absolutely want to get the kill on this thing. Right, I have a plan. Okay, great effort here. Lock here. What we're gonna do is this. This should work. Because you'll attack me from range 1. Yeah, you'll attack me from there. And what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have to use that, right? Over here. Right, everything should be good. Keyword should be. So let's find out. Unless I chose poorly. Which I might have. That should kill you. Excellent. Level up. And then this. We might as well watch this since it's the last one, but I don't think it'll get a kill in. Oh, so close. I don't want to spend the time going for a crit on that. It's fine. Okay. Huh. I'm missing an entire paragraph. Hold on. I have to go hunt that down. Here we go. As the battle rages in turn 3, Commander Shiro is frustrated that the chumps can't defeat the protagonist Robo Acro Bunch. But Kunogenki shouts that there's Quetzalcoatl reading. Shouting that they need to get at it first, the goblins scuttle off. Hiro notes that they seem to be prepared as ever. As Miki whines about getting something to eat, Tatsuya says that they can't let the Quetzalcoatl fall into the goblin tribe's hands, and so they too scamper off. Which means that's a paragraph that I forgot to carry over. It's literally the same event, so I cheated and copy-pasted. I don't care. I'm not even mad at that. Alright, so we get... Yeah. Oh, no. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Paste. Dot, dot, dot. But that's not supposed to be in italics. Yes, I'm working on this guide actively during gameplay. That's how I do. If you're new here, get used to it. Anyway, meanwhile, not too far away in Finalia, which is literally up north in the map, Emma points out that the reading is gone. She detected there's a battle and unknown units nearby, but they've all gone. Camille isn't detecting anything either, and Van flat out denies that anything even happened, saying that Finalia is a very peaceful place. Bright says that since it's Van's country, he'll take him at his word. Meryl, a Cap girl, greets Van, saying she's been very worried about him, and soon badass Balgus arrives behind. Van shows them the energy stone from the Earth Dragon, providing proof of the coronation ritual. The people cheer. But suddenly, fun and games are cut off, a blast occurring at the gates of Finalia. More explosions occur around town. And so evac and rescue of the women and children begin. Balgus orders the soldiers to deploy, and Van asks if he should do what he should do, as king, and a good man, and a hero. Balgus tells him to go to the place where the Escaflowne is kept, and should the worst happen, he should escape with it. In the town, the soldiers are panicking extra hard, unable to see who the attackers are. They demand the enemy show themselves. By chance, one of them wildly strikes out and reveals the enemy Guymelef with stealth mantles. One Delando says that his subordinate was careless. He has zero use for someone with such little talent. But since they revealed one, they may well reveal themselves and all, and just raise the entire city. Welcome to cutscene. I can't control anyone. Well, we can at least watch animation and see what I was trying to find out last episode. If there's an animation for missing or not. Of course, this guy. Him dead. Yep. You're out. They all kind of start converging towards the ones at the gates. Third party turn. We're going to see, again, if... every time I watch these, they're totally hitting. Get grappled. Ooh, through the head. Spike. And these guys are too far to even contribute. Alright, so... Scrolling. Of course, Vanillian soldiers stand no chance against the Landau's troops and are being consequently slaughtered. Back at the castle, Van proclaims to the Escaflowne that he is Von Fennel, the new king of Falena. He pledges a blood contract with the Escaflowne and begins to unleash the dragon. Rur asks what he's doing, and Van announces that he will go fight in the newly awoken Escaflowne. As the machine/dragon/armor emerges, Itomi gets a vibe that she's seen it somewhere before. Vaughn tells the crew to go and hide, but Quattro says that despite this being another world, they're not going to just stand around and let the city burn. They're not the kind of people to just try, even if they are in another... Huh? What? Did I write this down? They are not the kind of people to just not try, even if they're in another world. Things seem hopeless, or the enemy is invisible. I wrote that right, I'm just bad at reading. Got it. Someone asks just what kind of enemy these are. Alright, well let's deploy first. So we get 10 spots. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's good. So, unit 1, space 1, clearly. And then space 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm never using you. You can't help me. You'll never get into range. That's why you can't help me. And then the super gun. No, I'm not going to invest in it. Sorry. Where did I leave off? Someone asked just what kind of enemies these are. Vaughn explains that they're Gaimelefs, so they're soldiers from some other country trying to invade Phanelia. Camille somehow complements the mantles the Gaimelefs are using. Even presently, upper world technology can't replicate that kind of cloaking field. Fa asks that this world is always at war, but Vaughn says that there hasn't been war in a very long time, and he's never seen these mantle users before. The crew wonder why people are attacking now, perhaps to take advantage of the king having been away? Fulka considers that, even in this world, there are people who take pleasure in fighting and killing. Bright says they must all do their best even if they've never faced a foe like this before. I don't believe that whatsoever, but that's what things say. So let's... Here we have Van and the Flonase. Still has, you know, the focus, the great effort, all this stuff from last episode, pride, strong arm, support attack. He has transformation and some other skill. I don't know. It's probably nothing of value. Right, let's go. We go. He transforms. But of course, he can't get in range of anything because of all the stupid buildings. No. I thought that was the Zeta. So we're going to see... Continue to see what the animation is. You? Yes. Atare! Oh. Huh. Hard to say if that was regular dodge or what. More research is needed. Mazin, go! Sorry, I'm coming through a cold. Presto fire! Clamp. Dope. Zert! Zert! Until we see this animation. There it is. That's the move. There's your stealth mantle. That's what I needed. I needed that. I needed to see that. We'll move on. Chodenji yo yo. Chodenji tatsumaki. Chodenji speed. Poof. Even Folka the Mighty, who is not as powerful on this route, can knock down them in one move. Heal this boy. Defend. Destroy. Excellent. That is magnetic coating. Defend. Get punched. Get dead. Boom. Oh, they want to contribute. Get saved. Go forth because land. Engage, Escaflowne. Ah! Nice. Slide. Slide in. Get ahead of the game. Juzel. You were hit. Lena, save your brother. Is that Lena in the business right now? Yes. Oh no. Stop that immediately. Bro, 40%. Get it together. Get punched. You're done. That's the move. That is... I forget which one that is. I think that's a cartridge. Huntwell Ramen. Counter. Alright, reinforcements do show up. That's right. Crunch. Counter. Oh. Oh, that's right. You didn't have full HP. I thought reinforcements showed up on the sides. Am I wrong? Who knows? Nope, wrong button. Oh, So after mistakes were made, obviously, we're back here at the top of turn 6. There's only one enemy guy left. This one here. There was one that came from this group that had a propellant tank. And someone over here had a repair kit. So all the items have been dropped. You are just the last man. So we're going to try and get Greto or Zeto to destroy you. So hopefully you die now. Damn. So does that mean Lena? Now the button I want is F2. Excellent, you're done. Ah. Okay, so I thought there was another chunk of dialogue, so I may have to delete that from the guide itself. Because at some point, the crew start... Or maybe if it takes too long. Maybe that's the case. The crew start to falter at the enemy guide list. The mantles let them easily dodge projectiles, leaving close combat as the only option, but they're quite overpowered in the close combat department. And while that is true, the stealth mantle ability says it has 50% chance to dodge anything, according to the Akarasu Wiki. So far, I've found that this activates more on ranged attacks instead of melee, but since it's a 50% chance, it's really hard to say. And when you can just as easily miss on an 88% as you can on a 99% as you can on a 2%, who the heck? But they do hit kind of hard. Or maybe that was just a test run. Whatever. All the chumps are gone. Enemies are gone. When the team prevails against all foes, Delando suddenly appears at the palace, asking just how long they plan to take. The troops apologize, saying that they're having to deal with a bunch of unknowns amongst the Finalian soldiers. It's then that Balgus attacks Delando's Kaimelov all by himself. On foot, like a badass. He orders Van and the crew to retreat, but Van refuses. He'd never show his back to the enemy. Bright says that they really should retreat. They're far more liable to be attacked even more fiercely. Camille adds that they really need to reassess the situation from further away. At the crew's behest, Van relents and tells the team to meet up in the mountains where they'll regroup. Delando deploys more Gaibalefs to stop their retreat, but Balgus gets in the way like the champ that he is. Balgus tells Van to escape with the Escaflone before going out like a boss. Godspeed, Loldavan. Taria! Yep, now I can level up your strong arm. When the flash subsides, Van gets himself together and realizes they're still on Gaia after that magical light up. Bright basically asks for roll call. Emma points out that only Hitomi is missing so far, so Bright orders the team to search for her. Van worries that she's wandered off. Fortunately, though, she's not too far off, but nobody seems to realize that she's wandered off completely alone, scared of where she needs to get back to. Scared of where she needs to go to get back. Yes, I can read. But suddenly, she's jumped by an unseen figure. Vaughn hears Hitomi screaming and guides the squad over to wherever she is. As Hitomi struggles with her assailant, a voice rings out. Whomever it is seems to know who the attacker is and makes himself known in order to stand in Hitomi's defense. This is Alan Shazar, and like a true gentleman, he checks on Hitomi's well-being instead of pursuing the attacker. Sadly, it's all too much for Hitomi, and she faints in his arms. Which is perfect timing for everyone else to show up and misunderstand the situation. Vaughn thinks it's Alan who attacked Hitomi and engages him in mighty fisticuffs. With hordes! Alan is easily his superior and knocks him out. Our crew are far more rational and begin dialogues to clear matters up. Alan even points out at the fleeing attacker, though he's some distance away by now. Alan invites everyone to join him back at his camp, where he's stationed. Okay, there we go. Had to fix the typos, as usual. Alan invites the squad to join him back at his camp, where he's stationed at, for dialogues. He finds it's a whole crew from another dimension story a bit wild. Since the King of Finalia says it is so, he'll just have to swallow the truth. Judo asks about what their next goal is, and Hitomi chimes in that they should, obviously, find a way home. Alan asks for Hitomi's name, and is quite enamored with her. Vaughn cuts him off, apologizing for appearing in his country without warning, but asking if he can be let to go on his way. Alan asks where he plans to go back. Alan asks where he plans to go. Back to Finalia, of course. Alan says that's pretty pointless. Finalia has been burnt to the ground, utterly razed. Van's shocked, asking how Alan already knows after only 2 days. Alan explains that his nearby sources, aka merchants, on the border of the two countries have confirmed this. Alan asks for more details because he seems to think he can, or wants, to help. Meryl appears, tackling Vaughn. She was rescued by the aforementioned merchants after fleeing the burning Finalia. She and anyone else who survived the burning have all scattered to neighboring countries for refuge. I'm coming up now, I'm congested and I can't breathe. So this is getting to be really difficult right now. It'll be solved soon. Parts of the crew are angry at themselves for having retreated, but it's not as if it's just their fault. While they're trying to negate their own blame, Hitomi interrupts, telling everyone to start running. She can sense enemies are coming. She can see it happening, like how she saw it in Finalia. Some giant coming forth and setting everything ablaze. Brent asked why she didn't warn them last time, but she wasn't sure. She always had these strange premonitions, but since coming into this world, they've only gotten stronger and more frequent. Quattro says that it's hard to believe a premonition like that, but the odds of enemies appearing are pretty high. Bright says they should go ahead and make preparations for sorting. Meryl starts showing some distinct possessiveness of Vaughn when Hitomi is nearby, so she gets mad and swipes Hitomi's pendant and runs off. Vaughn and Alan are busy sparring. Alan is better when Hitomi, chasing Meryl, interrupts them. Meryl gets a bit catty and says she doesn't want the pendant anymore, instead clinging to Vaughn, much to Hitomi's irritation. Folka walks over, asking Vaughn about his fighting. He asks, if you're not as skilled as your opponent, is rage the only thing Vaughn can use against them? Vaughn's not too happy with his opinion, and Meryl, jealous cat she is, says that Folka could never beat Vaughn. Alan points out that the rage that Folka can feel for men is more towards himself rather than the enemy, for being in this very situation. Vaughn and Folka start a back and forth. What was Vaughn supposed to do? He's alive while the rest of his countrymen are essentially dead. Folka thinks he should fight, but Vaughn is a king. Alan cuts him off, pointing out the very reason why Vaughn is so mad. Vaughn huffs while Folka continues that a king should lead and govern. He's saying that a king should think of his people first, rather than going off to fight and die. So, already he thinks that Vaughn's way of thinking and acting is completely wrong. Whew. It's hard to read when you can't breathe, but I thank y'all for watching. And as always, SIEG ZEON.